Let me put this one.
And welcome back to the TSF Entertainment Channel. It's your boy Retro CG in the building tonight. I got Mr. DJ Fresh, Your Highness. It's good, brother.
Yo, what's going on?
And we got Mr. Jack of Jordan's Remember It
What up, though?
in the building. What's good, fellas? We back.
Feel good to be back.
It feels so good to be back.
Of course, when the theme music came on, I was like, let's go. I'm ready.
Let's go. They say it's a big, rich town.
I'm ready.
Gotta enjoy. It's gonna be short lived.
It is.
Yeah, it's gonna be short lived. All right, y'all. Y'all know what we're here for. It is Power of Book 2 Ghost. It is season 4, the final season. It's episode 401. I don't die easy. All right, so this is our first thoughts. I'm gonna hit you with this quick glitch real quick, and we'll be back to talk about it.
TSF Entertainment.
All right, first thoughts. What did y'all think about the episode?
Dope episode.
I thought it
8 out of 10.
I thought it was good.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10 as well. I thought the episode was
I'm gonna give
good.
it 8.5 out of 10.
Nah, 8. It's really more of a
I would give
7.5, but
I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. But I explained that when we break it all the way down.
The episode was good. I'll give you that. It was good. To me, I felt like the pacing was a little bit fast. I guess because, normally when we get ready to gear up for a new season, we kind of go back and watch the last few episodes, just to kind of get a refresh, even though they give us a recap of the season. There's a lot of things that happened last season. I felt like the pacing last season was a little bit faster as well. But it was a lot of things that happened last season that culminated to where we are right now. So I guess I just needed a little time to catch up. What did you think?
Go ahead, Fresh.
What part of the show itself? I mean, the episode itself.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it was dope. I didn't think it was fast. I think it just seemed fast because when you first watch it, you were watching the previews from the final episode of last season. So it seemed like it's just one big episode altogether because it just picks right up where it left off from the last episode. It was almost like it was just one, like you just saw one big whatchamacallit. It was some stuff up there that was extremely unrealistic that annoyed me on the episode. It was some stuff that just like really like this what y'all doing. But I mean, like I said, overall I still get it at 8 out of 10. Like I said, it was a dope episode. It was a dope first episode to come back with. At least we ain't get no filler episode to come back with. You know what I'm saying? On the first one, they came back with a bang.
I do agree with that. I'm glad that they took us right to those moments after what happened at the warehouse. I'm glad they didn't stretch it out, drag it out. They kind of gave us resolution in this episode. Jack, what about you, bro?
I agree with y'all both. I actually do think it was kind of fast, but the last episode of last season was kind of high pace, and everybody is trying to maneuver and make their moves and come up with a resolution. So of course everything is going to be, or at least I feel it's going to be fast paced. There was some things in there that was a little bit hard for me to believe too, but making it all relative. Fast and the Furious is unbelievable as well, and I go watch that every time it come out. So I'll be happy to look at it, as relative as possible. I'll be trying to be. We've been doing this for a long time, so I'll be trying to be open minded about certain things. Certain things I'm not going to be able to let go. We'll talk about that later, but I try to be open-minded about certain things. I do like the consistency they had with, from the last episode to this one. I guess the purgatory thing, I do kind of like that. That's kind of giving some closure a little bit, I think. So, I like the episode, man, and I like so far so good, man. I hope the season keep it up. Don't bore us.
You know what? You make a good point with that. We have been doing this a long time.
We've been doing this a long time.
We've been doing
man.
this a long time. For
We
those
got a
of you
10
who
year,
don't
we got
know,
a 10-year anniversary of Power.
that's what I
It's
was
the
just getting ready to
exact date.
say.
The
Happy
exact
10-year
date.
anniversary, yo.
The exact date, man. We've been doing this a long time, so
Yeah.
it's. I've
We
been
have
trying
been
not to be
watching
so
Power together for
critical.
10 years, y'all.
Yeah, it's been a long time, man. It's been
Yeah,
a very,
man.
very
I
long
didn't even
time.
realize that till he just said that. Like,
June the
so
7th,
like we just started
2014.
with book 2, but I forgot we sure enough did start with Power. Sure
Yeah,
enough did
Yeah,
because
start with
remember,
those.
for those of you who don't know, we used to do the podcast. Remember, we used to do we did a podcast for a nice run before we
Yep.
came over to YouTube. So this has been
Mhm.
a long time for us.
Long journey.
Yeah, we don't grew together.
Yeah, long
Yeah.
journey.
Crazy.
So that's why I try to like some things I just be like, come on, we ain't doing that. But other things I just be like, I'm gonna let this slide, for dramatic purposes. I'm gonna let this slide, but I understand where both of y'all coming from with it.
I guess that's what I don't like about this installment of Power. I guess that's one of my biggest gripes about this installment for Power. The
Mhm.
writing is it's a little far-fetched at times. It's
It
a little
is.
almost cartoonish at
It
times
is.
sometimes. And I feel like we got a little bit of empire writing going on over here. It's just some of these things, some of these events that are happening are just kind of like, yeah, right. Make you think twice.
Some of the
Don't
stuff
try
is
this shit in
regurgitated,
real
too.
life, yo.
Some of the
Don't
stuff
try
is
this shit in
regurgitated.
real life because
Some
it
of
ain't
the
gonna
stuff is
happen like how you
regurgitated,
see
too.
it happening on the show.
I'm gonna mention it later, but some of the stuff is regurgitated too. I looked and was like, I've seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's regurgitated, and like I said, it's unrealistic. But I forgot it was somebody. And I'm sure they'll remind us in the comments or whatever. It was somebody, like Jack said, that like we gotta overlook it for entertainment value. Like we can't look at it as like a realistic thing, but it's hard not to, because
Some
it's
things for
like
sure.
this stuff happens in real life, so it's kind of hard not to, especially when you gave us OG Power. Like that stuff was just like, it was nothing that was like far-fetched. It was nothing,
especially in the earlier seasons.
it
In
was
the earlier
nothing
seasons, it was really realistic.
cartoonish, superhero-ish. It was none of that. And then it's like,
Justice League.
yeah, it was like, now y'all rolled it all over to the
They take the dramatization sometimes and they just put like these unrealistic things on top of it. And since we so heavy into it, it kind of take away from the believability of it.
You know what?
Because we so heavy into it.
You know what? I'm going to respond to your comment, Fresh. You're right. I've seen some comments in some of our past reviews where people kind of comment on the fact that we over criticize the show. We're not just watching it for entertainment purposes. If we were just watching it for entertainment purposes, we wouldn't be on YouTube reviewing it. So we're looking at it from a critical standpoint. That's why we're giving you our thoughts, our point of view, or whatever. That's not to take away from the fact that we don't enjoy the show, or otherwise we wouldn't have been doing it for 10 years. So we enjoy the show. We enjoy where the Power universe has taken us. But there at the same time, we're going to put our critic hats on, and we're going to talk about some of the things that we
I
did
look at
like,
it from
and
that
some of
point
the
of
things
view.
we did like.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
mean,
be
look
some
at it
things
from
we're
that
gonna be
way.
like, come on, my boy, what we doing? Like, yeah, right.
Tariq has graduated from Call of Duty, PhD, Assassin's Creed.
Braden did too.
Braden
Braden
could barely shoot the last episode.
He had an acceleration course.
Acceleration.
Right.
He was putting in work.
Yeah,
All I know is, for one, Drew got to go.
Yeah,
Drew gotta go.
Oh, Drew has to go for sure.
Drew needs to go right now.
But
I don't know
like
who.
my list of people who got to go. Drew, Effie, Diana, Monet. I didn't cancel.
But I mean, that's everybody.
Yeah. And by the end of the season, all of them are probably gonna go.
Drew got to go for sure. He done turned into like a
Drew
RoboCop villain.
Please take him from this. Effie 2, please take her from there. Please.
Nah, let's go back to Effie. Let's hold off on Effie for a minute.
Please take her.
She kind of redeemed herself. She kind of redeemed herself in this
I'm
episode.
explaining why on Sunday.
She's still moving. She's still moving funny. She's still moving funny, but she kind of redeemed herself.
She a survivor, but I'm gonna explain it on Sunday.
Yo, let's talk about Obi for a minute. I like how he was sidestepping. He was sidestepping all over the place, right?
Yeah.
He played his cards very well.
He's a survivor too.
To be honest, oh man, you know what? I'm gonna save it. I ain't gonna put it on this one. I got a theory, so I'm not even gonna put it on this one. As far as Obi is concerned,
don't forget it now.
Yeah. Oh no, I won't forget it because I know we're gonna bring it up again. But yeah,
all right.
Yeah, like you said, Obi, yeah, he was showing his hand this episode. So
yeah, he had
I got a theory with him.
He had a handful of spades, yo. He was playing them.
Yeah, he was cutting them sharp too.
He was cutting buttons left and right. Yeah. I like the fact that we got introduced to the new characters in the very first episode. You know, and other shows, it takes about 3 or 4 episodes before we get introduced to new characters, and that's a gripe of ours because, like, start the season off with new characters so we have time to develop them.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the fact that we got introduced to the new characters, but I ain't feeling Noma's daughter, boy. She's a spoiled rich kid, brat.
Oh, she got to go too.
He trying
you know where she's going, right?
On.
You know where she's going, right? Straight in the sheets with Tariq.
Oh, Tariq definitely getting them cheeks.
Yep.
Tariq for sure getting them cheeks. There's not no cheeks on the episode that he's not getting. He's getting those cheeks. He'll get all 3. He'll get all 4 of the cheeks. This episode, like this season. Lauren, Effie, the daughter.
No,
Diana.
please, we don't want Lauren back. Please don't have her back.
He get all of the cheeks because it's just the way that it is. But no, the daughter, I think she just missed a couple of ass whoopers, if you will, by her parents.
It's gonna be interesting to see how that story unfolds.
I think it's gonna, and that's the only thing I hate about this joint. But as far as the daughter, like, from their interaction, from her and Noma's interaction, there's something deeper, and I think that's gonna come out later on within the season between those two. Like, I don't think it's necessarily spoiled. I think it's more so like it's an underlying issue and resentment, probably from her daughter towards her mom. Like, there's something there. Like, we'll touch on it.
It's because she let it get away.
It is the recurring theme for this installment of Power where kids betray their parents. I'm dropping my prediction right now that she is going to flip on her mother. She's going to flip on Noma. She's going to team up with Tariq.
Oh, well, never mind. I was going to say that for the review because that's what I had to say. I'm
sorry, but it's in my head right now. That when we started talking about it, that was the first thing that comes to my mind because I saw the same thing that you saw. Mm-hmm. I saw that there was resentment there, and I feel like it's tailored to around her father. When she finds out that Noma was the one that canceled Christmas on her father, that's it. It's a wrap for Noma.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
I also liked how they brought back the cameos. I really, really like how they brought back Mecca and Lorenzo. They could have kept Freaky Zeke. They could have
Freaky Zeke.
And in NCIS, let's go back over to the NCIS.
Freaky Zeke to put on some weight.
He on one of them shows. He on Law and Order SUV or something like that. He on one of them.
He put on some weight too.
My mom watches NCIS, and I don't think I ever heard her mention Freaky Zeke on that show.
Freaky Zeke.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely like how they did that whole scene and brought them back. So
I do too.
They could have kept Zeke, but I mean, of course, they had to bring him back.
Yeah, they had to bring him back. Man.
Even the way they shot it, I thought it was dope. How they shot
it, but she was like in purgatory. Like
they shot it for sure. That was dope.
Yeah, because it almost looked like she was in an interrogation room at the same time as being at the hospital.
That was dope.
Yeah, that was dope. But it almost kind of made me feel like she was in a morgue at some point, looking at herself being unalive. So I thought that was dope too.
I like how they introduced Detective Carter character too.
Like, yeah, you had to break that one down for me. But here's the big question mark I have. I'm gonna save all of that for Sunday. But Oz and Detective Carter connection. That's interesting. I didn't look for that. I really didn't look for her to be back too, but it was dope that they brought her back and now she's gone. No reason for her. No, we'll probably see her again.
No, we're
Nah,
gonna see
yeah, I
her
was about to
again.
say, yeah, we're more than likely going to see
We're
her,
definitely gonna see
her
her
again.
again.
At least, if not one, at least 2 episodes.
I
This
That's
was
what I
about to
was
say we'll
saying.
probably
Yeah,
see her
you're
at
right.
least a couple of times. We're gonna see her again.
I
We got a
won't be-
reason to see her again now.
What's the sudden change of heart with Diana, and why is it that Drew is more ruthless than ever now? Like,
That's why I want him to go.
yeah,
And I want to divulge, but
yo,
I know why he drew this than ever, but I'm gonna say that for Sunday.
man, Becca gave him that work with that mace.
Oh yeah, she let him have it. Shout out to my letter carriers. His technique was very letter carry. Her technique was very letter carry esque.
Standing on something you said earlier, Jack, I have seen this before. The whole scene with Braden and Braden and Tyreek, very reminiscent of Ghost and Tommy. Especially
Yep.
when they were suiting up for war. Like,
Mhm.
that was very reminiscent to Ghost and Tommy.
I was like, I've seen this before, even with the car
You all
moving,
I got.
nobody in it,
Yep.
and all that stuff, and I got nobody else but you, and
Yep.
the handshake, because Ghost and Tommy had their own handshake.
Yep.
All that stuff was, and I was just like, I've seen this before, for sure.
But remember, we've
So-
been saying that since like what, season
one.
1?
Yep.
Yeah. And I knew they were going to deviate too much away from, because it's called Ghost. So, I knew they were going to deviate away too much from the Father Shadow. I thought it was interesting, some of the things that he said to Paz's son. That was a little interesting. But
Yeah. You can see
was
he
very
still got the
interesting.
smoke for Angela behind all that too.
He was like, this is
He's
my
still
old
holding
man's
on to that
B-word.
resentment.
This is my old man's B word.
Yeah, he's
I'm
still
like,
holding on to
yo.
that resentment.
Okay, all right. Nothing's changed. All right. He's still a little butthurt about that, but all right, fine.
I understand why Kane was hyped this episode. I really do. But I'm hoping they tone that back down. I like the writing, how they wrote his character last season. I need them to go back to that this season because now they got him out here acting like a mindless thug again. And I need them to tone that down just a little bit.
I think they probably will, because now that Diana has reneged, which we'll touch on in the review and recap, I think now, like just from the previews that I saw, that like, oh man, forget it. I'll put it out there. We done, Retro put his theory that I will not be surprised if Kane is about to move into OB's space, his position. I see it coming.
Yep, I see that too.
Yeah, me too. Actually, like Kane is one of my favorite characters on there because he stayed true to his principles, for the most part. He don't really deviate. He really don't deviate away from that. He's the only one person that I said don't
He'll
have to
stay
be
true to
unalive.
character.
Yeah. Like he gotta stay true to the game. He gotta stay true to all of it. He had his run in with Lorenzo, but he's like one of my favorite characters, and I understand why he's acting the way that he's acted. I mean, he got he got hit by Braden Pulse, and then Monet's laying up in the hospital. So I can understand why.
Since day one, he been wanting to take out Tariq. He's never liked Tariq.
Yeah.
So,
or Braden for the matter.
it was more so Tariq because
he
once
can't
he
stand the
saw
sight of
Monet,
Yeah.
once Monet put Tariq on that pedestal, he been wanting to take him out, and then to find out that quote on, he's so-called took a shot that tried to unalive Monet, that even gave him more ammunition, more motivation to take him out even more. So he's been wanting Tariq gone for the longest time.
Yeah.
So we know that this is a multi-part season. This is a two-part season. We're still in debate as to how many episodes we're going to get, whether we're going to get 10 now, 10 later, or I would be satisfied if we got 15. But for now, it's being said that we're only going to get 10 episodes, and I think that would be a disservice to us because even in OG Power, we got 15 episodes when they were ending the show. So being that we get the first half and then we get the second half like in September or something like that, right?
Yeah, September.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that this was one of the episodes that had to be rewritten or kind of retooled?
Nah.
I kind of feel like it is because they're starting off with points of closure already. It's like they didn't drag this whole thing out with Junior. They went ahead and deleted his character and got him on out the way. I feel like they're starting to work the list down of all the characters that they're going to end their story arcs for and get rid of. So part of me kind of feels like some of this maybe had been reshot. Maybe some of it had kind of be retooled because I felt like they had a bigger purpose for Junior's character if they would have continued on with future seasons. But finding out that this was going to be their last season, I felt like they kind of took his character in a different direction than what they originally had planned for him. Because it just doesn't make sense that why they would bring his character on and delete that character so quickly without. There was so much they could have done with Junior's character as it relates to the St. Patrick's with the whole Angela and Ghost connection. I feel like they could have went a different direction with his character, but the fact that they eliminated him in the first episode, I just feel like maybe they decided to go ahead and delete that character, scrap him. Let's go on, start working the list down.
Nah, but see, I think something different. I think it's going to be introduced another situation that Tariq will have to try to weasel his way out of.
Yeah, I don't think they reshot it. I think that was the whatchamacallit, because if they had reshot it, I don't think we would have got the trailers that we got, because we pretty much had already saw in the trailer like his demise, quote unquote. I think if we see anything that's reshot or rewritten, it's probably going to be in the second half of this season. I probably think like the first 5 that we about to get, for this part, those is probably like they kept those. We see any reshoots or rewrittens, whatever, we about to get that in the second half of it, since it's the ending of the season. But I'm also wondering at that same time, if they had already shot all of it, and then that's when they made a decision like a month or 2 after everything was already edited and and finalized or whatever. Because if anything, I could see at least like the last 2 the same way they did Raising Kanan with can't even think of his name right now. Whatchamacallit's character. But dang, I ain't watching it so long I can't even remember his character when he came back. With Unique. You know what I'm saying? How they redid that.
That was a reshoot. Yeah,
that was a reshoot. So if anything, if we get any reshoots, it probably would be like them last 2 episodes, now that they knowing it's the final season or whatever.
Okay.
So,
overall, we got a good start off to the season, so I wasn't necessarily disappointed. But I'm not gonna get into my grumbles and gripes. I'll save that for Sunday. Y'all make sure y'all join us back here on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll have the full panel here. We'll be doing our episode breakdown, recap, review, whatever you want to call it. We'll be live, so y'all can jump in these comments and drop y'all theories, what y'all would like to see with the season, what y'all thought about this first episode. Jack, you got any final thoughts?
I can't wait, man. I think it's gonna be a crazy one.
I think it's gonna be wild. I think we just
be a crazy one.
Pedal to the metal, full speed ahead, literally.
Yeah, we've been waiting.
I will say this before we wrap up. They supposed to be out of New York by now. Why y'all still in New York?
They should have been.
They should have been in Detroit,
Philly,
anywhere.
They should have been. It could have been in New Jersey, making their way somewhere else. They should have been out of New York for sure.
They should have been.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on that during the live because there was some questions. And
I got questions too. I'll say, man, y'all boys get out of New York. Old Davis. Davis was.
Don't get me started. We'll talk about that Sunday. Don't get me started.
I'm looking forward to where they're going to take his character this season. So I'm looking forward to that. I think Davis going to get his hands dirty.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's going to get his hands dirty. All right, fellas. Any last thoughts?
Nope. I'm mad. My only last thought is I'm mad that we about to get probably only a month of the show and gotta wait 2 months for the other 5. But you know what? We'll probably get that break because of the holiday. So we
You know, we're
probably
gonna get a break for 4th of July.
yeah. I mean, well, 4th of July falls on a Thursday this year, so.
Oh, yeah, that
But
is.
either way, we probably might still get that break. So yeah, I mean that's it. It's still gonna be like, I don't know. That's my only gripe. Like we about to get that long break for a while, but other than that, I'm interested in seeing what this season unfolds,
Maybe
especially
these
next
first 5
episode because of the previews. But I'll speak on that. We'll speak on
on
that
Sunday. Yeah, I got questions
yeah.
about the preview too. But maybe these first 5 episodes gonna be so lit that it'll keep us, engaged and
Yeah,
talking
they better
about.
not. I hope it ain't no filler episodes. I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, and maybe they'll give us something during that break to kind of keep us, locked in.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Like I said, Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Join us for the full fam. Will be here, and we'll go ahead and break this episode down. And we appreciate y'all and y'all support. Like I said, we've been doing this for a long time. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, share the video out. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We love engaging with you all. We even love the negative comments because at the end of the day, we gonna still keep doing what we doing because we enjoy it. So we'll see you guys on Sunday.